年轻人买房首选树之药，核发、屏科与仁武航太正中心，步行就到9区塘火车站。学校在旁，小孩上课免接送，26%超低公设比，免追垃圾车，专人收包裹，全平面车位。树之药最懂你所要，买房就来树之药，07-652-1555，652-1555。
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Vocab with John
and Patrick. Yeah, 我终于又回归了。OK 我这个
That's right.
我这一段时间呢，跟John老师真的是反复的确诊。对 ，Last week I have my second COVID.
I heard about that, Patrick. I am so happy that you are back in one piece and that you are healthy and safe now. So Patrick, again, this has been quite an eventful year for both of us. You know, me getting COVID, you getting COVID, and then you getting COVID for the second time. So I'm going to have to stay safe and healthy for the time being now. I'm going to stay home as much as I can.
Yeah, you really have to take care of yourself. Okay. This time I feel like the second COVID, I can't really breathe the fresh air. You know, 就有一种 I'm being choked. 就是这次让我感觉呼吸很困难，比第一次的时候来得更严重。So really, everybody have to care about your body. You have to stay strong because now everybody take off their mask, so you don't know where's the virus. Virus is invisible.
Yeah.
So you have to be very, very careful.
You can't see the virus, so you have to stay safe and stay healthy.
But after this recovery, I got a hoarse voice. Sometimes if I speak too long, I feel like my throat getting sore. So
yes, you get hoarse and then you start coughing, right? You have this grandpa cough.
Yeah, something like that.
And so Patrick, moving on with our new program coming up for the new month. Yes. So this time around for vocab, you have something different than what we did before.
Yeah.
Previously, we did idioms and their origin stories and their, maybe history about certain idioms and then where it originated, so on and so forth. But today, I'm reading the prepped work.
Yes.
It's a little different.
Yes, it's quite different. We are talking about idioms before, but today, you know that my show, 周报时光机, talk about a lot of brand story.
Yes.
So, a lot of brand story will have to pronounce their brand's name.
Yes.
But some of the brand, their name is hard to pronounce. Somebody, if they use English and you talk to the foreigner, but you don't know how to pronounce it, maybe they'll be confused. Which brand are you talking about?
Let's put it this way. If you go to Sogo on anniversary sale, or sometimes you go to the food court, right? You listen to people. And you hear actually a lot of brand names when they talk.
Yes.
When people shop, right? Everything is a brand. Everything is a brand. And people, but to me, I can sort of tell, like, if the person knows the brand or not knows the brand, kind of. And obviously, we all know that some brands are not 100% English.
Yeah.
So what is the pronunciation?
Yes, that's right. So this is our topic today. 我们今天呢，就是要来跟大家介绍一些品牌故事。那当然，结合英文的部分，我们都知道有些品牌的名称啊，它看起来虽然都是英文字母组成起来的，但你要念还真的是念不出来。
Exactly.
我们今天举了3个这个很有名的牌子，都是世界知名的牌子。那来跟大家分享它的品牌故事以及它的英文的念法。
Fantastic. So we are going to start going back to the basics, to your daily life. During the week, going to food courts, how do you pronounce the restaurants that you love? How do you pronounce the brands that you love?
Yes, that's right. Okay, 3 brands. 我觉得还有一个部分是我们在介绍的时候，同时呢，这一集 you can know his pronunciation and also know some of his backstories.
Exactly. I think the backstories are the most interesting from contribution from your side. And obviously, I'll bring in a little bit of my viewpoint in the play, okay?
Okay. So today's first brand, I have to say today's brand is almost it's all luxury brands.
We love luxury brands, don't
I think maybe the luxury brands, they have a very difficult pronunciations to make them more complicated or more high level, or maybe like that.
So maybe, Patrick, you and I, we should change names into like maybe a French or Italian name to make it sound fancy.
Really? But I'm scared that if I change my name, I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, your mom won't know how to pronounce it.
It will become like Chinglish or something.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the first brand of today.
Right.
先跟大家介绍一下这个品牌呢，它是卖巧克力的 chocolate. Okay.
My favorite.
So
chocolate.
John, which kind of chocolate brand you think that is high class, or maybe a kind of luxury brands of chocolate?
Luxury brand of chocolate. In Taiwan, it has to be Godiva.
Aha.
It has to be Godiva because, luxury brand, chocolate, Valentine's Day, special occasion, chocolatier, these are the keywords. And if you put them all together, you get only Godiva. As far as I'm concerned, there are many brands out there, but they're cool, they're nice, but if you give Godiva chocolates as a gift on Valentine's Day, you win. You win all the time. Yes.
Okay, 没错，我们今天第一个牌子就是 John 老师讲到的 Godiva.
My favorite.
Really?
Yes, my wife's favorite, actually.
Oh, so I have a question for John. When I learned it from the internet, Godiva has another pronunciation like Godiva. Is that where's
Yes.
the differences between this?
Okay. So I also Googled this up way back when I first seen this brand. Personally, the first time that I saw this brand, I pronounced it Godiva. Okay? Why? Because D-I-V-A, diva, meaning a goddess, right?
Yes.
And there we go. So Godiva, okay, sounded right to me. But then later on, I heard people saying Godiva. And I watched a few American TV series and they called it Godiva. And I was like, who's right? So I Googled it up. And to be honest with you, both are correct. Why is both correct? Because, first of all, in Northern America, they pronounce it Godiva. Okay. And that's where it got very strong, the brand.
Yes.
Okay. In Europe, that's where Godiva started. But once they moved to US, they became much bigger global brand. Okay. So the North American people called it Godiva. And I'm okay. I'm fine with that. Yes. And then I dug a little bit deeper, and then I found that because it's a Belgian chocolate brand, it originated from Belgium.
比利时.
Yeah. So they pronounce these words more in English. So it will be Godiva. Yes.
Godiva.
Yes, not Godiva. But again, in America, if you say Godiva, same chocolate brand. You go to Europe, maybe Godiva, or in Taiwan, Godiva, fine, not a big problem there.
I heard more like Godiva in Taiwan.
That's like how people would cut up the syllables. It's like U2B.
Yeah.
Like you don't put T-U-B-E together. You cut T-U and then B-E as separate words. So you sort of read it U and then T-U-B, but actually T-U-B-E is tube.
Yes. You have to combine together.
Yeah.
Okay, then 我们来介绍一下 Godiva 这个品牌哦。其实它的名字起源呢，就像刚刚这个John老师讲，它是来自于比利时的布鲁塞尔的一个巧克力品牌。那其实它的名字呢，是来自于一个传说人物叫 Lady Godiva。Yes,
Lady Godiva.
Okay, 它是一个神话人物啊。我们等一下来跟大家介绍一下这个故事。其实她是在中世纪英格兰伯爵的一个妻子。那当时其实百姓的生活非常的痛苦，他们没有办法好好的生活。结果这个公爵还没有帮助他们，反而还增加了他们的税收，导致他们的生活就更苦了。那这个 Lady Godiva 呢，她就发挥了她的恻隐之心，去跟这个她的老公，也就是这个伯爵啊，希望他可以减免他们的税收，让百姓好过一点。那 Godiva 的想法就是 我就是觉得they're so poor, they don't have money to live.
Right.
就这样去跟她的老公请求，可是伯爵呢不答应，他就觉得如果你要他们减税 ，you have to be naked and ride a horse and go on the street.
Okay, look, you got to do something so I can, take away the tax. I can reduce the tax. So do something outrageous. And at that time, if you think about it, it's outrageous to tell a woman to ride a horse naked.It's outrageous. It's something that's impossible, right? But for Lady Godiva, what did she do? Yeah, she became a legend.
Yeah, became a legend. How? Because 就像刚刚John老师讲，你要一个女生骑着马裸上身在大街上这样游行，这对女生来讲是一个非常不可能去完成的事情哦。但是呢，Lady Godiva 她觉得照顾民众比她自己的这个这里的隐私来的更重要，所以她就答应了她的这个伯爵的要求。但是她做了一个这个前置作业就是告诉所有城里的百姓说，为了帮你们减税，那请明天你们就关上窗户，我会裸体骑着马到大街上游行，你们就不要偷看，这样我也可以完成伯爵的任务，那也可以帮助你们减少税收，也不会有被偷看的问题。
Alright.
最终呢，大家就答应了这个 Lady Godiva， 那他就真的完成了这个绕行，伯爵呢也信守他的承诺，减少了这个税收，因此就成为了一个 legendary 的一个 goddess 了。
Yeah, well, the story turned into a legend, and of course that legend continued of this noble woman who was very selfless in this act.
Okay, but 我在这个故事里面，其实我之前在我自己的频道有稍微介绍过这个故事。
Okay, you did?
Yeah, there is another slang inside the story. It's called Peeping Tom.
Peeping Tom.
Okay, yeah, what is Peeping Tom?
Peeping Tom is the name you call a person when that person likes to peep, as in, check out other people, sneaking behind walls or little holes, having that behavior, can I say? That behavior that likes to check out other people, with sort of violating their privacy.
偷窥狂 Yeah, 偷窥狂的意思 Yes, and this Peeping Tom, this vocabulary is kind of come from the story. Like, when Lady Godiva 她在街上游行的时候，大家都跟她讲好说，你不要偷看。但是就有一个这个人叫做 Tom， 他是一个 tailor， 他是裁缝师。
Tom the tailor.
Yeah, he's a pervert. Yeah, he did the peeping stuff. 他打开了他的这个窗户，偷看了这个 Lady Godiva 裸体的样子。后来呢，他因为做了这件事情，瞬间他双眼就失明了，所以才衍生出了 peeping Tom 这个词句。Okay,
he got punished
by the goddess. Okay, 那我们刚刚有讲到，就是这个故事可以感觉到 Lady Godiva 她是一个非常慷慨、非常大胆、非常为民喉舌的一个角色。那这是不是跟她的巧克力的特质有点像呢？John老师要不要来说明一下 ？How do you feel about this brand?
Personally, if we don't think about the Lady Godiva's backstory, you think about if you just look at the brand, because obviously the brand doesn't say Lady Godiva, it just says Godiva, right?
Yes.
So you will associate some of her qualities with this chocolate, right? So it's well respected. People respect Lady Godiva.
Yes.
And Lady Godiva is very generous to her people. And she is also a very strong character. So you see, all these qualities link very nicely to chocolate.
Yes.
Chocolate with its strong flavor, and the size of the chocolate is very generous. The flavors are very generous. Okay, and it's a well-respected chocolate store. So if you put them together, it's a good match.
Okay, so this is our first brand. Godiva or Godiva is okay to pronounce.
Both okay. To be honest, both okay. Yes, but in Belgium, if you want to be very precise, in Belgium they pronounce it Godiva.
OK， 原产地的这个比利时的布鲁塞尔，他们是念 Godiva。OK， 这个就给大家做一个参考。OK， to the second brand. This one is totally a luxury brand. It just came from 米兰 Italy, 时尚之都。
From Milan, so it must be a fashion brand.
A fashion brand start with the letter V.
V, the only one is Versace.
Aha! Oh, wow.
That's the only one.
That seems like you know a lot of luxury brands.
You go to department stores. If you go, one day you will know, Patrick. One day you and your girlfriend get married and she goes shopping. What do? You read all the brands. You don't know anything, but you just read.
Yeah. Oh,
right. You'll
Prada.
Be like, which store is this? Yeah. How do you pronounce this? PRDA. Prada?
Yeah, you have to be foolish, or you maybe have to pay the money or something.
Yes. You can't go to Chanel and say, oh, we went to Chanel last week, right? So I was very much educated by my wife about that.
I see. That's why you're so kind of know about a lot of luxury brands.
You have to. That's how you make conversation with your wife. Happy wife, happy life.
Okay, this slogan comes out again. Okay, so Versace 这个品牌没有错，就是我们要讲到这个奢侈品品牌，它是在1978年意大利米兰这个地方登场的OK， 那它的名字呢，其实就来自于它的创办人，叫做 Gianni
Versace。Yes.Legendary design.
Yes， 他也是这个接触到了服装设计呢。本身是因为他母亲之前就是一个裁缝师，据说9岁的时候，这个 Jenny 呢，他就自己设计出了一件蓝色的晚礼服。
I'm not surprised. With all the designers, even Alexander Wang and these guys, from a young age, they show talent.They see fashion with a different pair of eyes. We do. We think it's just clothes, but for them, it's maybe triangles, maybe it's the shape, maybe it's sort of spatial in 3D.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised if Gianni did this all by himself when he was 9 years old.
Okay. 但是要讲到 Versace 这个品牌 I would like to ask John, do you know about what kind of style 他主打的品牌的风格
Good question, Patrick. Honestly, I have never worn or never been a big fan, or I'm not very educated about Versace. But I do know he got shot. So he died, not because of natural causes. He got shot and he died in 1997. That's how I remember Versace. I know it's a brand, but in 1997, I remember I was watching the news.And I'm like, oh, the founder of Versace died. And I'm like, huh? I thought it's like a 100-year-old brand. You know what I mean? And on CNN, it said the news was, oh, the genius, the ever-loved Gianni Versace passed away today.
He's been murdered.
Okay, so it was a big case for especially me at that time. I was a teenager, so it was a shock. Like, huh?A designer getting shot in front of his house? That's unheard of. That's crazy.
对 OK 他那时候97年的时候 I have to say when 1997 I'm only like 3 years old so I totally don't know this story but
it's okay.
When I Google it I realized this kind of tragedy when he died his sister 他姐姐接手了 Versace 去继续帮助他的这个公司去成长茁壮。那come back to his style， 其实 Versace 呢，他在设计的时候都用很大胆啊、很鲜艳的色彩去做他们的一些设计。
He's got a fancy logo too, doesn't he?
His logo is something to do with the preacher or something. 梅杜莎蛇蝎美人这个角色，其实是他 logo 设计的一个灵感。OK， 所以他整个品牌的给人的风格呢，就是3种东西：鲜艳的色彩、大量的印花跟非常非常性感的一些剪裁。这就是整个 Versace 它散发出来的一个品牌的印象了。
Got it. So, in English, it means that Versace is often characterized by vibrant colors, lots of strong colors.
Yes.
Bold prints, so big spots, big shapes, big everything. Very bold, very sharp prints. And sexy cuts. So the cutting is always very sexy.
Yes.
And very Italian. I think Italian brands tend to be more sexy fitting because they believe that's the beauty in fashion, right? And then of course with the bold prints now, a lot of modern fashion designers are also very bold with their colors and their prints.
Yes.
But I believe at that time in the 60s, 70s, to stand out, you have to be different. And to be different, you have to try bold colors.
That's right. 要用大胆的颜色去凸显出你这个品牌的一些特色。OK， 好，所以这个就是 Versace， 中文好像叫凡赛斯吧，这个品牌。
Yes.
OK， 好，那大家就可以去认识这个品牌。Maybe one day you'll buy some Versace stuff, maybe like perfume or their clothes.
Oh yes. They have everything now today.
Yeah,
They started off
lot.
with clothing, and like with every fashion brand, they would start somewhere, either with the fragrance or either with the clothing or either with formal wear, casual wear, whatever.
Yes.
They would usually extend it eventually.
That's right.
But coming back to the pronunciation, how do we know we have to pronounce it Versace?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know, because when the first time I heard of 凡赛斯 English, I know it's called Versace. So it's kind of a basic thoughts.
I think personally, I have a hunch. This don't quote me on this, but I think it's because people actually don't use the Chinese pronunciation. People use the Italian pronunciation more.
Yes.
So it's been more shared by, fashion designers, people who knows fashion, so on and so forth.
Yes.
So we would see this word, ver is ver, sace. In English, you are supposed to pronounce it seish.
哦，对 Yes, Versace.
Or Versace, right? Some people will say Versace or Versace. So you wouldn't break it in the middle. ver, sa and ce. You wouldn't break it in the middle there. sace is sace. So Versace or Versace.
It's kind of weird.
It's all like, obviously we know the original pronunciation, so everything else is weird.
Yeah.
That's why it's the Chinese pronunciation, 凡赛斯. You see, I think they probably couldn't write the homonym for Sachi, right?
Oh, yeah. It's hard. You'll become like 凡赛集 or something.
Yes. It'll be weird. It won't sort of relate very well. So they took it more the English approach. But for some odd reason, we don't know why, but everybody knows. When you see the Versace, you pronounce it Versace.
Yes, cool.
You become Italian.
Do you know, John, the first time I write this word to the Google translation, in English type, they still pronounce it Versace.
Yeah.
So it's now a brand name. So everybody kind of a reflection. They will know Versace is called Versace.
Yes, exactly. So you see, if you become a global icon or cultural icon, people will pronounce it your way.
Yeah. 好，这就是第二个品牌 Versace 凡赛斯。Okay.
Very nice.
The third one is still a luxury brand.
Okay, so what kind of luxury brand? Because we had chocolate, we had something to do with food, and then we had something to do with fashion. This one, car.
Oh, not car, but it's kind of related with man, a gentleman. A gentleman will have it on his suit.
On his suit and not a suit.
Yeah, it's a fountain pens brand.
Fountain pen.
Yeah.
Fountain pen would have to be Lamy? I know Lamy fountain pen, but luxury, okay, Lamy is sort of your middle class brand.
I have to say we have to kind of focus on this brand is hard to pronounce. When we first time to see it, you maybe don't know how to read it. So we can kind of thought about this part. Maybe you will think about the brand, not Waterman. So another one.
Not Waterman.
It's kind of related with some European mountains.
Oh, Mont Blanc. Yes.
Mont Blanc.
Yes.
OK,
There we go.
没错，这个第3个品牌是万宝龙哦。万宝龙钢笔，这个应该是大家听到钢笔就会可能很快就会联想到的一个品牌之一。
So not only fountain pen, normal ballpoint pens, ink pens, stationery in general.
Right.
And then of course they are also quite well known. It depends on what budget you have. You can also go for their suitcases, briefcases, their bags, backpacks, their leatherware.
Yes, 表带之类的东西，就是比较偏向男性的商品居多啦。OK， 它是成立在1906年德国柏林的一个牌子哦。那当然，钢笔之前在我周报时光机的节目里面也有稍微介绍过这个钢笔的一些发展演变。那其实就是在20世纪初期开始大量出现的。那万宝龙这个品牌呢，就大概是1910年代那个时候开始能见度越来越高。那之所以叫做 Mont Blanc， 它是为什么呢？因为是选用了一个欧洲非常有名的山。Okay, which mountain is that? Can John tell us?
So it's the highest peak in the Alps, and that peak is called Mont Blanc. Yes, the White Mountain.
万宝龙的英文，如果大家有去查过，叫做 Montblanc. But we pronounce it Mont Blanc. Why doesn't the C have to pronounce it? It's kind of like Louis Vuitton. We don't pronounce the way.
Yeah. Okay. First of all, we have to look at the origin. Okay. The origin of this brand. The origin is Germany, right?
Yes, Germany.
Yeah. But the brand characteristic, their logo, is a mountain in the Alps, right? The peak in the Alps, and that's named in French.
Oh,
Not
it's a French
German.
word.
Yeah, not German. It's French. So that's why it's sort of the Louis Vuitton, like you would miss and omit some letters. Okay. And here is a couple of interesting things about the pronunciation. M-O-N-T, Mont. Okay. I'm pronouncing it Mont. Technically in French, there's no T, so it's Mon.
Mon. Oh.
Yeah. So M-O-N-T means mountain.
Mountain.
Do you see? It's very close, right? Mont. If you pronounce it in English, Mont. So it's like mountain. And then Blanc or Blanc. Sometimes you pronounce, I would do that, pronounce the C still. B-L-A-N-C, Blanc. We all know in many, many instances, including your white wine.
Oh, white wine.
That's also Blanc.
Oh.
So it's on the label. So if you go to the stores and you will see B-L-A-N-C,
Yes.
9 out of 10 times, that is white.
Oh.
It means white.
Means
So Mont Blanc, for people in the West, it's easy to understand. It's the White Mountain. Yes. But in French, Mont, the T is omitted. So Mon. And then
Mon.
Blanc, B-L-A-N-C. Some people in Northern America, also in Europe or myself, I would pronounce everything Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Okay, I used to do that. And then once you get educated about the French pronunciation, you will omit the T and the C. So it's Mont Blanc.
OK， 好，那我再来跟大家补充一下万宝龙这个品牌。其实就像刚刚前面讲，它最一开始的这个商品呢，其实是以钢笔为主，但是到了大概1997年之后呢，它就开始研发出了不同的商品，譬如说皮革的配件啊、表带等等。那当然就是为了拓展它自己在男性市场的一些市场的份额嘛。后来在1998年的时候，这个 Mont Blanc 呢被另外一个大型的集团叫做瑞士的利丰集团给收购了。那这个品牌底下呢还有卡地亚跟 Koi 这2个奢侈品的品牌，所以变成了是一个奢侈品大集团底下的一个伙伴哦。Okay, I know that John has a trivia about Mont Blanc. It's very interesting.
Aha! Because you mentioned the group that acquired Mont Blanc.
Yeah.
Okay, Mont Blanc was an independent company and then eventually got acquired by a company called Richmond.
Okay.
Richmond. Okay. But again, we are supposed to pronounce it French. So
this one is
it's supposed
still French?
to be Richmond. Yeah, it's supposed to be like that, but I hate sort of speaking funny like that, okay?
Uh-huh.
So anyway, Richmond, this group is a luxury brand group. They are the parent company or parent group of Cartier and Chloe. And so this group, Richmond, I want you to guess. Although it's based in Switzerland, but which country is the founder from?
Maybe like French?
Most likely, right? Most likely a Frenchman or Italian guy or possibly an Englishman even.
Yeah, we also think about the luxury brand. We'll think about these countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, so is this answer correct?
No.
Oh, no.
No. Richmond, it was founded by a South African billionaire.
Oh, South African
Yes.
billionaire.
Yes.
Oh.
And they own Richmond. And Johann Rupert is the second generation. His father, Anton Rupert, is a tycoon in mining, in finance, in a lot of things.
我那时候是算是矿产大亨的感
Yes.
觉。
And also tobacco. Very early days, they were also involved in tobacco as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so Anton Rupert is a tycoon, and then his son, Johann Rupert, founded Richmond. And then he started acquiring all these luxury brands.
哇，这个富二代收购了这些奢侈品品牌，造就了利丰集团的出现哦。
Yes. So there are 3 major companies or groups today in the world that controls almost 60 to 80% of all the luxury brands that we saw, that we know of in the market. So the 3 is LVMH, Kering, and Richmond.
That's right. 我记得这个 LVMH, we know that inflation these years are very, very serious problem. But
Yeah.
LVMH, their stock price has come to a
Yes.
very high,
Record high.
record high place. 还甚至还带动了这个法国股市创新高这件事情。
Yes.
You know that inflation is none of the rich man's business. They don't even care about it. Like 2%. Nah, it's not my business. Like that. Okay.
Inflation does not affect luxury goods too much.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay.
They've proven that. And so they're still very powerful brands and they are very powerful companies.
OK， 刚刚提到这个钢笔，可能去想象一下，一支钢笔资料多贵，是不是？那我其实网络上有查到一些资料，就是 Mont Blanc 它最贵的一支钢笔呢，叫做这个 Taj Mahal 的限量版钢笔。限量版，听到这个名字就知道它应该是要价不菲哦。之所以这么贵呢，其实不外乎就是这个钢笔上面镶了很多不同的宝石，从钻石啊、蓝宝石啊到红宝石等等哦。那总共这个泰姬玛哈林系列总共有3支不同的钢笔，名字都很梦幻啦。第一支叫月之泪，第二支叫做黑色神话，第三支叫做权力。那致敬的就是盖出泰姬玛哈林的这个蒙兀尔王朝。大家可能好奇它的价格嘛，3支基本上都是200万 US dollar 起跳啊，折合台币下来大概就6-7千万元。
Okay, so let's put it this way. I don't think it's for sale. It's probably one of those pieces that represent the brand
Yeah.
and also the craftsmanship, the ability to create, to make a pen in such luxury.
它要象征这个品牌它的价值在哪里。
It's not about using the pen. You won't use a $2 million US pen. No way.
I would never use this kind of pen. If I 不小心摔到地上，那个太心痛了。
But I can tell you, their watches are pretty nice. I'm a big fan of watches.
Really?
You can go and definitely check out the Mont Blanc watches. Very, very good with your suit for formal wear. Personally, I'm a big fan.
OK， 我还没有想到万宝龙，还真的不会想到他们的手表，都会直觉就联想到钢笔哦。OK，maybe someday I can learn about their watch.
Yes. I guess it it's like fashion. Every 6 or 10 years it goes around. So maybe the past 10, 20 years it's all about the watch, and then the next coming 10, 20 years, people use more ChatGPT and computers, and then now we go back to pens.
Maybe another 10 years we'll talk about the Vision Pro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the VR device or something.
Yes.
OK， 好，那今天这3个品牌，我们大概跟大家复习一遍。The first one, a very famous chocolate luxury brand, Godiva or Godiva.
Yes.
Okay.
If you hear Godiva, don't correct the guy. Come on. Okay, Godiva is fine. But, obviously, if we want to stick to the Belgian roots, then Godiva it is.
Godiva, OK, the second one, 这个凡赛斯 how do we pronounce it?
Versace,
okay.
Versace. Sounds very, very fancy, and it is the last name of Gianni Versace. So for them, it's the same as Gucci. They call themselves the House of Gucci or the House of Versace because it's a family brand.
Yes, 大胆用色设计非常的性感，然后大量的这种大幅度的剪裁的这个奢侈品，这是 Versace。OK， 第3个呢是一个钢笔的品牌，叫做万宝龙。
And Mont Blanc.
Mont Blanc. Okay, you don't pronounce the T and the C.
Don't pronounce the T and the C, but I like to pronounce the T and the C. It's just a bad habit of mine. I have to pronounce every letter. So if you hear me say Mont Blanc, there we go. Please forgive me. And maybe one day, you know what, Patrick? When one day we get sponsored by Mont Blanc, we will read it the right way.
Of course, we have to read it the right way. Okay.
Yes.
好 ，OK， 那我们今天就是分享这3个。那当然也跟大家补充一下，就是周报时光机就我个人的频道呢，其实对于钢笔的介绍啊，还有这个 Godiva 这个品牌呢，都有之前就稍微的讲过。如果大家想要听更详细的一些起源故事的话，也欢迎到周报时光机这个频道来进行这个单集的收听哦。
That's right, 50 Minutes fam. Why don't you go check out 周报时光机 and check out Patrick's longer version of all the origin and the backstories. Go ahead and go check Patrick's podcast out. So in the meantime, guys, why don't you write to us and let us know what other brands would you like us to talk about? And we will feature your suggestions in the next episode. How is that? So remember to write to us either at ask15mins@gmail.com or you can send us a direct message on our IG, which is both on the 15mins.today IG as well as Patrick's side, 周报时光机 IG. So let us know and we will put your suggestion in the next episode, right?
没错 ，OK。如果你对于任何品牌故事想要了解，或者想要听我们介绍哪一个品牌，或者是有什么样主题不同的，都可以来私讯我跟 John 老师，让大家就是我们互相的去激发一些灵感，也透过你们的回馈呢，可以让我们更了解有哪些内容是我们可以去更加的跟大家分享的。
Yeah, and if you own any of these fancy luxury brands, I mean, we've all tasted Godiva, but I've never owned Versace or Mont Blanc. So if you are an owner of any Versace fashion wear or Mont Blanc watch or pen, why don't you write to us and tell us how you feel?
Maybe you can handwrite a letter for us with your Mont Blanc fountain pen.
Yes, or take a picture. We welcome that too. So guys, that's all for today, and we will catch you next week, same time, same place on Vocab. We'll see you. Ciao. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.